It was an extremely brave decision for Martin and I to decide to go ahead and have another child. We had one child with autism, we had another child that was completely typical. So for many, many years, we had decided that we weren't going to have any more children. I did my research and I saw that there was a possibility that I could have another child. We knew that it was going to be a brave decision and we decided to go for it. 9 months of my pregnancy was a very difficult time in my life because I carried around so much worry and fear about how this baby was going to turn out. Even when my youngest Aaron was born, we didn't know if he would develop normally. So only time could tell. We had to wait it out. In the beginning, he started to develop normally and he was reaching all his milestones. He started babbling. I was so excited when he was pointing at his first birthday. I remember having a number 1 birthday cake and him pointing to the one and being so excited about his birthday cake. And very soon after then, there was a trigger, which actually for Aaron was an anesthetic, which then plunged him into the pit of autism. Within a couple of days after him having a procedure to insert grommets in his ears, and going back years later, we realized he reacted to an anesthetic. But we lost Aaron in 5 days. And when I say we lost Aaron stopped pointing. He stopped making eye contact. He started spinning the wheels of his car. He started running around in circles and he lost the words that he could say. We started to see the symptoms of autism unfold before our eyes. We couldn't believe what we were seeing. I actually think it took us a couple of weeks before Martin and I sat down one day and we said, let's be honest, you and I know what we're looking at. This is autism. Let's do something about it. Do you know when you get punched in your stomach and you feel really, really sick and it's really, really sore? I just remember walking around with my hands on my stomach for a few days because the pain in my stomach and the pain in my heart was just immense. I don't have the words to describe the severe pain and sadness and depth of worry and to really explain the emotions that we felt. Because remember, we already had one son with autism who was 10 years old. We'd already seen the David movie. We knew what we were facing. We knew that our little baby now was facing a life where he would never speak, where we would never hear his sweet little voice. I mean, can you imagine something like that? 2 children who aren't able to function properly and who aren't going to have the future that we as parents so desperately want for our children. But once we started ABA with Aaron, and once we started to see his progress, there was just like this calm that overcame me because I knew we were doing the right thing and I knew that I was going to fight tooth and nail to get my baby back.
I would do anything just to get you back again. I would do anything at all.
One night I was putting Aaron to bed and he rolled over, he closed his eyes and he started falling asleep. 2 minutes later, he jumped up, he sat up in his bed, he looked me in the eye and he said, "Mom," and I said, "Yes, Aaron," and he said, "I love you, Mom." He lay back down and he drifted off to sleep. And in that moment, I knew that we won. I knew that we beat autism right there. It's very difficult for a child with autism to express that, and it requires a lot of skills from a child to be able to say, "I love you," something I hadn't heard from my oldest son. We were advised to put Aaron in 7 hours a day of ABA at 17 months. Any parent of a young baby like that is going to think, how on earth is the child going to be able to concentrate for those long periods of time? It just seems like impossible. We made it happen, and it's exactly what is required in order to recover a child from autism. Aaron worked very, very hard, and most importantly, we were able to help him learn those skills that he was missing developmentally, because we identified what motivates him. Aaron loved movies, and I'll never forget, he loved the Lorax movie most of all. And so he would go between periods of watching his movie, and then we'd pause and ask him to complete a few instructions, and then we turned the movie back on as a reward. And I can confidently say that without that high reinforcer, we would never have been able to achieve the wonderful progress we started to see in Aaron. Aaron just soared and soared as he started to reach the milestones and as he hit the goals. What's your name?
Aaron.
How old are you? It was so rewarding to witness his progress. What's your daddy's name?
Martin.
What's your brother's name?
Baby.
The schools were not very open to inclusive education, and it was so hard to convince the school to allow him with a school facilitator. We knew Aaron could do it. We needed so desperately for him to have the opportunity to learn. In the beginning, after Aaron started nursery school, I was so worried about getting a call from the principal to say, it's not working. But after a couple of weeks, he started to settle and he started to learn from his friends and from the other kids in the playground, and that's when we knew we'd made the right decision. It was important for Aaron to socialize and to learn how to play with other children. We arranged a couple of play dates at my house, and we were advised to get a bossy girl. We wanted someone who was going to push Aaron and who would persevere so that he wouldn't give up, and we found this cute little bossy girl with 2 pigtails. She'd come and play with Aaron. This was such wonderful interaction for Aaron because we started to draw him out and he started to experience what a friendship is like, and that's when he really started to learn social skills. Social skills are as important as all the other skills, because it's one thing being academically successful at school, but in order for a child to be truly happy and to be successful at school, they need social skills. To assure ourselves as well as the school that Aaron was ready for grade school, we had him assessed with an educational psychologist. I'll never forget sitting outside in the car. Every minute felt like an hour waiting for the results, and I was over the moon because she reported that he scored average on his IQ. We were so excited. For most parents, they would maybe want more, but we were elated that he scored average on his IQ. Looking back now, Martin and I thought that first day of grade school would never come. I'll never forget his first day of school and watching him run across the playground to his classroom. I was bursting with pride, and honestly, he was an absolute miracle. Almost every parent cries when their child goes to grade school. For Martin and I, there were no words to describe the emotions that we felt watching Aaron on his first day at school. Looking at Aaron's future now, the sky's the limit.